Hello, this is the Art Life Video Gallery, right?
Art Life Video Vlog.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
And my name is Mike Trapp.
This is day 102. My name is Jacob Wolf. Thank you, Mike, for meeting me here. We are at the People's Art Gallery. You are showing a bunch of pieces, like a bunch of pieces here right now.
Right, that's correct, yeah.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I started art really actually in high school, even though I was interested in art prior to that, but I had a very excellent art teacher that kind of really got me interested. And, you know, I didn't know if I could do anything with that, so I ended up going to college, ended up going into the military. And which is kind of funny because at the end of the military, the guy who's currently the Army Chief of Staff realized that I could do artwork, and he had me do illustrations for him. It was kind of funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just out of the blue. But then I just started really getting into art because, you know, frankly, I'm gonna be up front, right? I was an in-closet gay guy, and so that was one way I dealt with it. And so I started doing a lot of art. And this art gallery in Kirkland, Washington discovered me, and they decided that they wanted to start showing my stuff. And from that point on, it just started taking off, and I started doing science fiction illustrations. And then it kind of went for a period of time there where, you know, it went in, you know, kind of the background for a while. But then all of a sudden it came back into the front here, especially when I came to Portland. And especially like somebody like Chris Haberman has discovered me. I've been involved heavily in scandals. They do, I'm usually in there once a year, and I always have an over-the-top showing, so it's always a lot of fun.
Right on. How long ago did you move to Portland?
It's been just almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in April, so just shy of 7 years. And I was here, and the first showing I had at Scandals was 2010, and they really liked my stuff, and I managed to sell a fair amount in there. And then I wanted to kind of expand that, and Chris Haberman happened to walk into the bar at the time I was asking that question, and boom, all of a sudden Chris Haberman wanted my stuff, you know, and that was it. So, and then ended up in his gallery here. Yeah.
Very cool. And you've been showing here ever since?
Pretty much, yes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Are you inspired by science fiction books or movies or
science fiction movies? What I like about science fiction the most is the fact that it comes out of your mind. You can do whatever you want with it. There's no rules, and so it just allows me to do whatever I want. And and I think even my more traditional stuff, like I will do some landscape scenes, but you can still tell there's an influence of science fiction in that. But the whole thing is especially any one of my large paintings or anything science fiction at all, it always has a storyline behind it, and that's how I end up painting. And I sit there and probably overthink, well, is this possible or is that possible? But it's a lot of fun.
Right on. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about this piece?
Sure. The whole thing is that, well, I'm going to just point out that the model in this one, his name is Patrick Fisher. He modeled for me, but the whole
he does a lot of modeling for you.
Yeah, he does. It's like I've had like 3 paintings at least, and then a few photographs. And I've had quite a few other models at the same time. But in this one, the whole thing is it's a revenge piece. It's the whole dragons that they've attacked all these villages and the castles and so forth. And his lover ended up being killed in the whole situation. And he decided to scramble up, and he has this special arrow here. It's designed to kill dragons, and it's a whole revenge thing. Even though the odds are ridiculous, and the dragons here that are so much larger than him are just absolutely astounded that somebody could actually stand there and actually point an arrow at him, you know.
So do you write too?
No, I don't. It all comes out of the brain. Actually,
you should write stories along with these. It'd just be another deeper aspect.
Yeah, maybe I should. I know I've had people say that because they realize that, oh, wow, there's a whole entire story behind this. But that's usually
even if it's just a really short story.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, maybe I should do that. I don't know why I haven't, but I've had several people say, why aren't you writing this story? You know?
Well, you have the story in your mind.
Yeah, I do, actually.
That's really rad.
Thanks.
Do you want to walk around and show off some of your other pieces?
Sure.
All right, so
This one, There's not much of a story behind this, but there is a little bit of story. The whole idea is that you're at the edge of the cosmos, and this temple, this Buddhist temple is here, and it's like controlling the forces of the outside of the cosmos to what's going on in what our cosmos is, and that's the whole concept here. And they just simply float there, and there's monks and so forth that they're contemplating the whole situation between the outer cosmos and the inner cosmos.
Wow. And I'm gonna get an up close of this.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And then going to this one is I call it the centaurs, and once again Patrick Fisher is the model in this one. And the whole concept behind this one is that they've been asked for help. The village is being overtaken by who knows what, some sort of tribes or something like that, and they've been taken over, and the centaurs answer their call for help, and they're coming down the hills at full charge, and that's what this is. You know?
Wow.
Okay. And then over here is the light in the forest, and it's a primeval forest that has existed for thousands upon thousands of years. It's just the light coming through the forest. There's not much of a storyline here, but that's literally what it is, the calm, and you have the dragonflies and so forth that's happening here.
Very cool.
This one was an emotional painting of mine. Sorry. Emotional painting of mine. This was right when I was actually splitting with my partner. And I just felt so alone, and this was literally the original concept of the title of this one was going to be called Alone Again, but I just decided Alone, and that's how I felt at the time I painted the picture. Okay. Let me come around here. This one is called The Inn at the Edge of the Forest, and really what the concept behind here was, there is a storyline here. The inn is where a gathering of people who are waiting for the end, and they're at the edge of the forest. They have trekked through this forest because it's a magical forest, and they're waiting for the beginning of the new era. In that the inn there. Not much there. That's literally the concept behind it. Let's see. Let's find another one. There's another one over here. Wait, let's go to this one. This one model is, his name is Jordan Lane. This is an all oil. I did a photo session with him where he was skateboarding. He skateboarded, actually in the original scene, he skateboarded across a very high pylon. I was amazed by it, but the grace of how he did it, I was just fascinated. And I really made a more appreciation of his skateboarding skills. And the whole thing is, I call it speed of light, because he's really actually skimming the top of the Jupiter in this. Wow. That's the concept there. This one is the Keeper of the Gorge. And if you take a look at the castle here, that's the keep. And it's the protectorate of the gorge here. This is another oil. And so, there's really not much of a story here, but it's just simply keeping the peacefulness of the gorge. Okay. This one. Here, I just simply call it Blue Ribbon. They managed to get themselves one heck of a pumpkin, and they decided to go to the fair. This one, there's not much of a storyline behind it. It's just simply a peaceful day out there on the river.